Well, hello there. This is going to be take number two. I'm not sure what happened to take number one, but here I am, and I hope you can see me. And if you do come on to the live now, make sure you say hello. And as you know, the one thing I always ask is if you are not here live and you do watch it on replay, then let me know that too. So I am, of course, wearing my sunglasses because I'm excited that June is here. And for me, June 1st officially is the start of summer, even though it's not really summer yet. But here we are, and I've got on my little, bathing suit cover up, and I've got my beachy hair. For those of you that are always curious about hair, this is got up, washed it this morning, just let it air dry, and this is the curl that comes out. So I'm very, very lucky to have all the hair that I have, and it makes my life easy. But you may be somebody that needs to just put it up on top of your head, pin it up, put it in a ponytail, put a bandana around your head, put a beautiful scarf, tie a scarf around your head. There's so many different ways that you can wear your hair along with your bathing suit. So I hope that some of you have something fun planned for the summer, and maybe that is going to be, let's see. Oh, how are you, Elizabeth? Yes, happy start of summer. I hope some of you have fun things planned. Gosh, I know an awful lot of people that are traveling all over. And although we're not going to be doing major traveling, certainly because we live at the beach, we'll be spending a little time at the beach with the grandsons and with friends, as well as you may be going off to Hawaii or maybe to Mexico or warm weather somewhere that's going to involve either the ocean or it could involve a poolside. So I know that when I say the word swimwear, most women cringe and go, oh my gosh, I just hate this time of year. I hate buying, a swimsuit. And guess what? I totally get it and totally understand. But this is a season where I think there are a lot of opportunities for those 50 and over to really have some fun. I would say that it's not the old boring black bathing suit. And so I'm going to encourage you, if you're somebody that thinks, oh, I'm not going to worry about a bathing suit because I'll just wear my old black one. This is the year for you to really think maybe a little bit differently. And there are a lot of suits that are giving us full coverage, which, hello, that's really important to me. They are design driven, they are detailed, as much as clothing is today. So I think that's really fun. Remember a couple of videos ago, I said, spring, I've noticed, is really a time for happy because, we all seem to be happy to be back out and doing things. So we're going to find things that are more flattering, that are more wearable, and a little more glamorous for those that want to do the glamour thing. Um, I'm seeing boho prints, I'm seeing tons of florals, I'm seeing belted styles. So let's dive in, and I'm going to tell you the 5 categories that I have noticed. And yeah, I think you're going to notice them too when you start paying attention. So what I want to say is above this video, you will see just my little intro and there will be a link there. You can actually hit that link and it will take you to a portal that I use when I'm working with my clients, but I also use the portal to put examples of what I'm talking about. So there is I call it a catalog. So when you go to the catalog, you'll see 5 different sections that I've segmented in the portal, and each one of them is going to be a segment that I'm going to be talking about today. So let's begin with what I've just noticed everywhere in clothes, and now, of course, big time I'm seeing it in bathing suits, and that is, do you remember we talked about it a few weeks ago, florals. So florals in suits, and I am talking about florals in all kinds of colors, in all kinds of sizes, the scale of the pattern. And I'm seeing them in an all over floral print, but I'm also seeing them where the floral is just maybe centered at the front part of a bathing suit. So whatever level of floral you want to adopt, I can tell you, you'll be able to find it. So bold blooms to soft and subtle shades. So if you're ready to embrace florals, if you've got, remember I talked about the romantic or the feminine style personality, well, they like florals a lot. Here's an example of what I'm talking about when I say it's not an all over floral, but you see how it's just segmented right in the center panel of the bathing suit. Now, so lots of florals, probably 10 different suits that I put into the portal for you to see. And what you can do is click on the picture, and the picture will take you right to the retailer site where you can see it in better detail. You can read about it. You can see reviews on it, sizing, pricing. And in terms of pricing, there's a budget item for everyone. I think there are a couple of suits in the portal that are from Target, all the way up to Neiman's and everything in between. So the first category, flower power. The second category, I'm noticing, I'm calling it shine on, because there is a lot of sheen out there right now, from full-on glitter to subtle shimmer. And if you like some glitz, if you are maybe that alluring style personality, or maybe even a more dramatic personality, you probably like your sheen and you like your glitter. So a lot of opportunities for that this season. The other thing that I'm putting into this same category are suits that actually have, well, you can see there the rings that are, tying the suit together, if you will. So here's another example of maybe a jewelry detail on bathing suits, that whether it's gold rings or silver rings or wooden rings or lucite rings, I'm seeing a lot of rings in different places on suits. So that might not be for some of us. If you have a full bust line, then this isn't going to be a suit that's going to be very attractive on you. Trying to hold the breasts into those two pieces of fabric may be a little difficult. But for small busted, great piece. Okay, here is another, suit that gives really full coverage, but look at how fun, and look at the gold button detail on that suit. Certainly just much more interesting, isn't it, than just a plain old black suit. So piping, the belt sort of a look. This is another real big trend that I'm going to talk about here in the moment, the belt. All right, so that is the shine on. And then let's talk about pucker up. Okay, pucker up. Do you see that? The ruching, the smocking. It's not only comfortable, but it's very flatter, forgiving, or figure forgiving, if you will. And it's one of the hottest trends right at the moment, all this ruching. So thank goodness for those of us that don't want fabric that is just totally flat on our tummies or on our hips. This is a way that just softens the look. I also love the fact that even though this is a little skirt, look how it angles down, number one, which is very flattering to the body. And I also like that it covers a little bit of that upper leg. So this could be a tankini bottom, and then you could put your own top with it. But here is using that same idea right over the tummy. Do you see that? Very figure flattering. And there you're also seeing the ring up there at the top. See, so there's now two elements that are actually integrated into this one suit. And look at that happy color, a really fun, pretty color. And this suit comes in quite a few different colors. Now, maybe you don't like the ruching, but maybe you like a little texture. So into this same category, can you see this, how it's ribbed? So ribbing is a big detail. And look again, there is the belt. You could also use, find a suit that's got kind of a texture. Maybe it's a faux snakeskin or a faux animal print of some sort. Very pretty. All right, so that's flower power, shine on, and pucker up. And now, huge trend, and this is not for me, and that is cut it out. There are cutouts everywhere, cutouts over the bust, cutouts in the midriff, cutouts on the side. So just think about on your body, what would you like to call attention to? Because you can see that draws the eye right to the bust line, a cutout. Now here's an example of a cutout at the tummy or at the midriff. Very fun suit, but again, you need to be small busted and you need to have the firmness in the midriff. And then this might be a better way to go because you've got the cutouts on the side, and look how that suit really draws the attention into the waist and really slims the waistline a bit. And the last category is the belted beauty, I'm calling it. So we saw several belts already, but look at this here. Is this fun? And I love this pattern for those of you that have more of a traditional style personality, or maybe even a sporty personality. Do you see that with that plaid? But look at the belt, or the tie, if you will, right around the waist. So definitely a way to define the waist. And here would be another example with the solid color belt working back to the actual color that's in the print. So this is a classic and almost a universally flattering look. And you're going to see it in all different patterns, all different colors. So keep your eye out for belt detail. Waist defining style, I think, is chic, it's polished, and it really does elevate a very basic bathing suit. So there you have 5 different categories, and you'll also notice that I'm not showing bikinis. I'm showing one piece that is really suitable for any of us that are 50 and better. So let me just see here. Who do I have? Elizabeth says lots of kids visiting this summer. Yes, we are so lucky to live in such a beautiful place. Janice, good, you made it on. Thank you. Yes, my hair is something I swear at a lot, but I am lucky to have a lot of it for sure. And Elizabeth, you said you love the belt and the texture is truly elegant. Can't see wearing a cutout. Well, yeah, there's always something for everyone, I would say. And this is a season really to get out of the basic black boring, or make it a black if you want to be black, but use some texture or use some belt, or maybe have the ring somehow attach pieces of fabric to make it interesting. So a lot of possibilities. And what I want you to also think about is not only what you do with your hair, but of course have your sunglass wardrobe available. Now I wear prescription sunglasses and progressive, so they're expensive. So this is my one and only pair, but look at how fun those are. It looks like I'm looking at the clouds in the sky. Isn't that fun? So make sure whatever you choose, it's something that's fun. Make sure it's a color that really flatters you. It's a color that's going to work back to a lot of those, cover-ups or bathing suits that are going to be the colors that you've chosen for the season. Also, I want to remind you too to make sure that you've got your SPF on. This is an SPF 50. It's called Epionce, and I get this from my dermatologist. The reason I love this is because not only is it an SPF 50, but it also is a tinted um, I use it almost like a moisturizer. So I love the fact that I can put it on and I get the sun protection, but I also get it smooths my skin out. So don't forget that. And then don't forget your summer lipstick. So this is the time of year where we want to have a little more lightness, a little more brightness, a little more fun with our lipsticks. So this is my summer lipstick. And lastly, I think it's always fun to make sure you've got some dangles, so I've got my blue, I've got my blue, and I've got my blue. So I am set actually with this one outfit that I can wear probably all summer and nobody will notice that it's the same one. So anyway, have fun this summer. Think about the ways that you can add some fun to your summer wardrobe, starting at the beach and going from there. So we're going to talk over the next couple of weeks maybe about some traveling, packing for travel and maybe some things to wear for travel. And so I hope you'll come back and join me next week for another edition of Fashion Flair Friday. And thanks so much for those of you that were patient enough to get back on with me today. And just know that for those of you that aren't on live, the replay is here for you. And don't forget to go ahead and make suggestions and tell me what you want to hear because I would love the ideas. So let me see if there are any last comments. I don't think so. So thank you so much for joining me and happy summer, but I'll see you next Friday. Bye-bye now.